Independence Day, July the 4th, and I am in the East County this morning, and the goal is to collect some Explorer tiles from VeloViewer. I've got slated on the GPS a 12-mile ride, not a whole lot of elevation in this ride, thankfully. It'll be moderate, but doing this 12-mile ride will gain me like 7 Explorer tiles. And if you don't know about VeloViewer Explorer Tiles, then look it up. It's a good way to go out and explore the territory. It is a glorious morning out. I am in the East County, and it's going to turn about 90 degrees out here, so I got out here real early so that I would get the morning. I'm actually surprised that there's no cloud cover going. I figured I'd have some cloud cover for the first hour or so, but if you look over my shoulder here, you can see that there's a few little puffy clouds in the hills. I'm at elevation right now, and by at elevation I mean, I don't know, 800 feet, 1,000 feet or something like that. There's a gorge that there's a mountain that separates San Diego from the East County, and I'm at the top of that gorge. So I'm just going to be riding south and collect some tiles and get some exercise and enjoy the afternoon or the morning, and then that's about it. So we are ready. Let's go. Okay, it's time to go, and there's nothing like starting off your ride with just a little bit of a hill climb. I don't know how big this is, but it's like I don't even get my legs to warm up a little bit in here. And the sun has now peeked over the mountain, as you can see, and way in the background there, which is not that far away, but this wide angle lens makes it look like it. You can see the other part of the mountain up there. So we are ready to head out now and see where we take us. Well, nothing like starting off your ride with a 1 mile, 200 foot climb. The good news is, when I get back to the truck, it's a 1 mile downhill instead of uphill. So I'm sitting at the entrance of a very popular hiking place where you climb up the mountain here behind me, which you can't probably really see because the sun is beating down on it. But it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and the cars are already packed like a quarter of a mile down the streets and stuff. So a lot of people getting out early and getting ready to do some exercise. Exercise, yeah, we like that. All right, time to continue. Well, the first part of this ride is all climbing. 2¼ miles in, and still going vertical. Not vertical like I did at the first mile, but it's all uphill. At some point I'm going to get to some downhill, so looking forward to that. I've encountered my first GPS problem. My fault. Yeah, I saw that it said bike route on the street going to where I'm going, but I went past it because I had routed my GPS past it, but it turns out I routed it almost to the freeway, on the freeway, but then it said, here, make a U-turn, and now it told me, hey, why don't you get on the freeway going the opposite direction? So I'm going to be winging it for the next few minutes, getting to my first destination. Oh, snap, it's here. Grossmont College, place where I went to college. I'm guessing with the wide angle lens you really can't see the mountain behind me, but that's Coles Mountain. It's spelled like cowl, like a cape, but it's actually called Coles Mountain, and most people mispronounce it. So that's where I came from, on the other side of that. So I'm about 4 miles in. I'm going to ride around the school and then start heading, I think, down the hill a bit and going south for 3-4 miles or so. So I've collected at least 2 tiles by the point I've gotten here, so good deal. And it's dead empty here. Gee, what a, nobody's in school on July 4th? And yeah, it's moist. It started out about 65 and it's getting warmer every few minutes, so definitely happy I got out here early. Not sure if you can see that. I'm pretty sure it looks pretty benign in there, but you can see that I can see that if the mountains form a little V into the valley, and I'm thinking that's Santee, and then way in the back, you would need to be binoculars watching it on the screen, but is 52. So yeah, that would be Santee down there. And that's where I moved to when I came to San Diego. Nice little community down there. So why do we go? To go see stuff like that. So that's the other side of the mountain, and that would be Santee down there. And you know, this time of day you got those nice smoky shadows going on and just looks superb. So having a great time so far. Kind of one of the beauties of going solo, you can really go your own pace and truly enjoy the surroundings around you. Oh my, this is too good to be true. So they got the football field down here and it's open and they got a beautiful track. I'm gonna go around it. I'm gonna set a lap time. My Garmin will tell me lap time, so we'll see how I go around the track. So once again, another first on the go. Okay, 2 laps in. The first one was sort of all right. Let's see what I do, and of course the second lap was faster. So 1 lap around the course, 1 minute and 6 seconds, 66 seconds. I'm not a runner. I hate running. So I've never run around a track. I don't know if that's a good running time. I suspect that if I were an elite runner, I would have finished dead last, but my little running friends would tell me whether that's a good time or not. So the first lap was a minute 9, second one was a minute 6. So that's half a mile. I'm winded. Time to move on. I don't need to burn myself out at the beginning of the ride. Feels like the beginning of the ride. I'm already 5.5 miles in, and it was slated to be a 13-mile ride. So, yeah, another great adventure. Okay, I made it to my first destination. Completed my first destination. Now I'm going to the second. Except I've rerouted myself. I've routed myself on the GPS onto the freeway, which clearly can't apply. So back I go and figure out where I can pick up and resume the ride here. I take that back. Turns out that there's a bike path right here, so I probably could have come this way the whole time. Cool. That's too funny. Remember earlier I said I had a GPS error that I routed myself on the freeway? What happened was I routed myself underneath there, and then it said, here, make a U-turn and then come and go up the road, which is behind me. And the road is the off-ramp to the freeway. So I thought, oh, but in fact, it's the on-ramp to the bike path I just came down. So I did route myself correctly. So I got a little extra mileage and a little different route. Onward. When I moved to San Diego a number of years ago, this is the area that I kind of spent for, I don't know, a decade or so. I haven't been out here very much, so it's fun to come out here again and see what's what. Well, for the last 3/4 of a mile, I've been coming down a nice hill. And you know what that means. If you're going down a hill, it means you got to be coming up a hill at some time. Time to turn. So now I'm routed through a residential road. Don't know why that is, whether this is a bike path, whether this gets me to wherever it was that I said I wanted to go. It's always interesting telling GPS to do its thing. And I should pay more attention to where it routes me. Apparently I'm having too much fun looking around, looking at dogs in the street and stuff, because I missed my turn. So, thankfully it's a dead-end street. Turn around, oh look, it's a party. Oh, look at that beautiful dog, husky. Probably can't see it with this wide-angle lens. Here comes the dog I'm looking at. Alright, let's not miss our turn. Oh, that was enjoyable. A nice 14% grade little hill. Made it. Onward. I think that's my turn coming up. Okay, well, we're actually on the final little leg. Boy, it seems like I just got started. In a sense, I did. I've got 1.25 miles to go, and then I turn down the final street where I started, and then we're done. So, yay! So yeah, gonna change headbands. I'm all hot, sweaty. It's what is it? It's now. Well, let me check what the temperature is. Temperature is now at 70 degrees, so it's about as comfortable as it could possibly get out here in the summer. So definitely happy I came out in the mornings. All right, well, we're gonna have mission accomplished here real soon. Yay. My guess is this won't translate on this video, especially at the wide angle. I've said wide angle like 6 times in this video, but I've never mentioned that this is a really wide angle lens, so you can't see things at distance. But since you can see all the lines on the road, suffice it to say, this is going to be a very steep climb. Short, but steep. Who's ready for a climb? It's the final climb. It's all downhill after that, so let's do it. Oh, that was fun. 10% grade. Made it up. Wasn't real long, but definitely got my heart going. And now here's a look at Coles Mountain. Coles Mountain. Don't know if you can see it, but that's where people are climbing up to. I assume they go up to the top. I can see people halfway up, and I don't really see anybody near the top, but it's a long way up, so. Okay, let's see if this is as close as I can get. Let's see if this angle gives you a better look at the mountain. I mean, you can see this. You can see people walking up the trail, and there's a lot of people walking up that trail, and you can see the stoplight in the foreground, so you can only imagine how high that is. I don't know where they go up there, but again, that's a super popular place to go climbing. So all right, I made it back, so that was excellent. 13.5 miles, 770 feet of climbing, 1 hour and 15 minutes of riding in there. Beautiful stuff. The sun is now up. The temperature has only risen to about 71, 72 degrees, so I totally beat the heat. Couldn't have been better. Now it's time to go home and open up VeloViewer and see what tiles I actually got. If my calculations were correct, man, it's gonna be like dominoes, just following. So great ride. I do have one more addendum. Today I tried something different on my glass. I filled my water bottle up to about halfway with water and just put it in the freezer to see if solid ice would work. So I've been out here for 2 hours, and you know, it's been near 70 degrees, and this is when I would normally run out of water. If I were actually riding and stuff like that, then 2 hours would be sufficient for that. And the water is still got a good chunk of ice in there. It's not solid ice in there. So yeah, for my my warmer weather rides, definitely I'm going to go with the half full of ice and try that and see how that works out, because for me, I need ice cold water to refresh myself. So that was a reasonably successful thing. It's not as cold as I had hoped it to be, but probably better than ice cubes. I mean, that being said, this other one is full of ice cubes and it's still got its ice. Still nice and cold. So yeah, not perfect, but it is what it is.